I like to think of what we do for all of the religious communities in terms of 4 distinct kind of categories of stuff. The first category is worship, prayer, meditation. You know, the kind of thing that you think of when you think of the distinctive religious dimension. Matters that are specifically spiritual, you know, where people want to learn to pray better or want to understand the suffering in their lives in some kind of broader context, for instance. In that category, typically we do extremely well, unusually well among our peer schools in terms of attendance. A lot of people go to these things. Second is educational stuff. Although you can take classes on religion here, and I'd strongly encourage everybody to do that. There are things that some people don't have the liberty in their schedule to do that, and there's a different category of stuff that you can learn by hanging out with people who actually are deeply existentially committed to these things and are seeking to live their lives that way. The sorts of things where people really just, need somebody to talk to, so it can range from intellectual issues about the faith to moral issues, to wanting to get something off their chest. I did this weekend. I feel terrible about it. We also do service. All religious traditions, all the major religious traditions say that it's fundamentally important for a variety of reasons, but it's fundamentally important to care for the poor and the needy in our midst and to give back to the world. That's a fundamental commitment. The fourth would be just social stuff. You want to be able to build community and get people together. What kind of messages are we sending with regard to alcohol and other drugs? What kind of messages are we sending specifically about sexuality, for instance? It's very easy to get ideological and kind of float around in the ether about topics such as that, when there is actually pretty good data out there about what works and what doesn't work, what leads to human flourishing, what doesn't lead to human flourishing. There's a whole tradition within philosophy and religion about what leads to a good life, what leads to happiness, what leads, in religious dimension, what leads to holiness, or union with God even. Our students in religious life disproportionately do well academically. They have fewer of the problems that we see in the broader campus. There are a good number of people who take the kind of big questions that you need to be asking at this point in your life seriously. There are people who are really trying to learn to be generous, thoughtful people. The challenges that we face, of course, are again similar to what you'd find in other colleges. It's very easy to live a kind of hedonistic, self-focused life at college. Even though I feel pretty good about a lot of the signs of the kind of spiritual barometers, if you will, there's also a lot that I would continue to be concerned about. There's a lot of work that we could be doing.